Right, I just want to run through a general breakdown of surfing and a good path to follow if you're just starting out.
Or you just need to brush up on your basics.
Any of you that have ever watched any live surfing or seen it on TV, might have seen a wave like this coming in, shouldering off, but you might have seen surfers taking off on waves and coming off the bottom, off the top.
Off the bottom, off the top.
Or coming off the bottom and carving their boards back in a figure of 8.
Carving the board back in a figure of 8.
Doing what we call a cutback. But this is basically combination turns. But it is quite simply, when you break it down, coming off the bottom, off the top, is turning left, turning right.
Turning right, turning left.
Turning left, turning right. But combination turns. So when you're first starting out in surfing, it makes sense to learn how to go one way and then turn and get your board going back the other way.
So surfing is turning right, turning left.
You want to start out with a board a couple of feet bigger than you are, with a good bit of volume to it. And take yourself to a beach that's got a nice soft transition where you can practice in small unbroken waves or just some nice white water on the inside. But if you imagine this is the aerial view of a wave coming into the beach, the first thing you want to learn how to do is just ride in a nice straight line. Why? So you know you can, so you know your feet are down the centre of the board.
Paddling, keep your head up. That's it.
This is where, if you try and ride a board, a bigger board, all the way into the shallows, not so far the fins rip out in the sand, but all the way into the shallows, what you'll find is this is where you'll learn the basics of footwork, learning how to take a little step forward on a board, a little step back in a nice straight line.
The minute your board starts to stall, step forward. Starts to accelerate, step back.
The next thing you learn how to do is turn your board 45 degrees and do what we call setting the rail, and turn the board 45 degrees this way, which will involve good compression and rotation and footwork.
Compress and rotate, step forward.
Same, once you can do it one way, you then see if you can take off and set the rail 45 degrees the other way.
Compress and rotate, step forward.
But then the big one comes, once you can do both of these, is seeing if you can take off and come one way and turn and come back the other way. Or take off and go this way and turn and come back this way. Well, what you'll notice is this first turn here is what we say about a 45-degree turn. And this turn here, again, I'm not amazing at maths, but my maths teacher will be impressed, 90 degrees. This is an advanced turn. So once you can actually take off on a board and set your rail 45 degrees one way, you then got to learn how to normally take a big step back and compress and rotate and get that board going the other way. So this will bring in the compression and rotation of the 45-degree turn, but advanced footwork, being able to step back onto the most pivotal part of the board and get it going the other way.
The minute you want to turn your board, step back, compress and rotate, step forward.
Eventually, if you imagine this is the aerial view of a wave coming into the beach, you should be able to take off, set your rail this way, and then step back and turn your board this way. Stepping forward to regain acceleration, and then stepping back to come back this way. And start to learn how to go one way, and then turn and go back the other way. So you learn a good change of direction.
Alright, we're doing it. Let's see if we can step forward and park it. The minute you want to turn your board, step back, compress and rotate, step forward. When I want to turn, step back, compress and rotate, step forward. Yeah!
Before you start worrying about going across the face of unbroken waves and going straight into combination turns off of one rail, straight into the other rail.
Alright, we don't want to turn, step back, off the bottom. bottom, off the top.
In the videos to come, we're going to look at going through all of these different stages in bite-sized pieces, so you get a good understanding of board and body mechanics. Hope that was useful and informative. See you in the next video.